The moment Cowboys Nation has been waiting for, dreaming about, arguing about, whispering about for years has finally arrived, and it is sending shockwaves across the entire football world because in an announcement nobody thought would actually happen, but secretly everyone always hoped for. Jerry Jones has officially brought Coach Prime Deion Sanders back home to the Dallas Cowboys in one of the most stunning, electrifying, culture-shifting moves this franchise has made in decades, and fans, analysts, former players, and even rival teams are still scrambling to comprehend what this means, what this signals, and just how explosive the fallout will be for the upcoming season. From the moment the news dropped, social media detonated like a bomb. Cowboys players losing their minds, analysts scrambling for segments, fans crying, screaming, celebrating, and the NFL world suddenly realizing that the Cowboys, who have been searching for a true identity, a true spark, a true unifying force, have just brought in a human firecracker who embodies swagger, discipline, charisma, showmanship, intensity, and football genius in a way that almost no one in the sport's history ever has. And the fact that it's Deion Sanders, the iconic cowboy, the star who turned confidence and dominance into an art form, the Hall of Famer whose mere presence changes atmospheres, makes this announcement feel like a homecoming, a shockwave, and a full-blown cultural earthquake all at the same time. Jerry Jones released a statement that carried the kind of tone you only hear when something big, something era-defining is happening, talking about excellence, championship mentality, legacy, and the unique power Coach Prime brings to any environment he steps into. And you could practically feel through his words how personal this move is, how symbolic it is, how emotional it is, because Jerry has always been drawn to big personalities, magnetic figures, and individuals who can galvanize not just a team, but an entire city. And there is simply no one, literally no one, who embodies that more than Deion Sanders. And let's talk about the role he's taking on, because this isn't some ceremonial job or ambassador title. Jerry didn't bring him in to shake hands, smile, and hype up the fan base. No, Coach Prime is coming in as a real coach with real responsibility and real impact, stepping into a position that blends leadership, mentorship, cultural transformation, and hands-on coaching in a way that instantly changes the DNA of the franchise. He's stepping in as the associate head coach and defensive culture architect, which means he will have his fingerprints on everything from player mentality to practice habits to positional development, especially in the secondary. And I want you to just imagine what that means for players like Trevon Diggs, Deron Bland, Stephon Gilmore, if he's still around, and every young corner and safety who steps onto the field wearing the star. They now get to train with, learn from, and be molded by arguably the greatest cornerback to ever live. Picture Trevon Diggs in practice absorbing Deion's footwork, his timing, his baiting techniques, the mind games he used to play with quarterbacks. Imagine Darren Bland being guided on reading routes, reacting to breaks, and turning his instinctive playmaking ability into something even sharper and more dangerous. Imagine the swagger of the Cowboys defense under the leadership of a man who literally invented swagger as we understand it today in the NFL. Cowboys practices are about to feel different, faster, louder, more intense, more competitive, more electric, and players will feel the pressure and pride of being coached by a legend who demands excellence because he lived it every day of his career. And that's just the locker room side of it. The psychological impact on the Cowboys as a franchise is enormous. For years, the Cowboys have had talent, but they've struggled with identity, consistency, fire, and leadership, especially when adversity hits. Deion brings a presence that immediately commands respect and attention. He brings a mentality built on accountability and high standards. He brings a motivational force that can lift a player out of a slump rally a team from a tough loss, or fuel a late season playoff push with energy that cannot be replicated by anyone else. And the players are already reacting exactly how you'd expect. Trevin Diggs posting excited videos, Micah Parsons tweeting about championship energy, young players celebrating the chance to learn from the GOAT, and veterans thankful for the jolt of life this move injects into the organization. Even rivals are paying attention. The Eagles fan base is nervous. The 49ers community is annoyed because this makes Dallas more dangerous. And the Giants and Commanders fan bases are just trying to figure out what this means for their chances, because everyone knows the Cowboys just added a high voltage booster rocket to the core of their franchise. Analysts are calling it bold, revolutionary, risky, brilliant, and absolutely vintage Jerry Jones. A mixture of showbiz and a strategy that pushes the Cowboys not just back into the national spotlight, but to the dead center of the football conversation. Now, of course, with a move this massive, the expectations skyrocket instantly. Fans already expect more wins, more discipline, more energy, and deeper playoff success. And with Coach Prime being part of the staff, the pressure on Mike McCarthy cranks up significantly. The dynamic will be fascinating to watch because McCarthy is still the head coach, but Deion has the charisma, the gravitas, and the leadership aura of someone who could easily step into the top spot if things go sideways. That's not to say conflict is guaranteed. It's not, but the stakes are unmistakably higher. And as for Deion, he steps into the NFL coaching scene with confidence, a challenge he's ready to take head on. And although he's coming from college coaching, he's never been afraid of a steeper climb. His entire career, from two-sport dominance in football and baseball to becoming a media personality to reshaping a college program overnight, has been fueled by taking difficult paths and turning them into legendary moments. NFL players respect him, coaches respect him, front offices respect him, and the young generation absolutely reveres him. Now let's talk about what this means for the Cowboys beyond just 2024 or 2025. This move changes recruiting, free agency, and long-term player development. Players want to play for Deion Sanders. College prospects dream of being coached by him. Veterans respond to him. Free agents might look at Dallas now and say, hold on, maybe I want to be part of that. He's not just a coach, he's a magnet. And that magnetism combined with the Cowboys brand is something the league hasn't really seen before. Prime time is back home, fans said. They felt actual chills because it didn't just sound like a job announcement. It sounded like a mission statement, a promise, a warning shot to the rest of the league that something big is happening in Dallas. But with all the hype comes challenges. Deion will need to adjust to the NFL system, the level of preparation needed, the pace, the complexity, and the expectations. He'll be under enormous scrutiny, and every decision, every interaction, every sideline moment will be analyzed. But if anyone can thrive under intense scrutiny, it's prime time. Pressure is where he lives, spotlights are where he performs, and doubt is the fuel that makes him even more dangerous. Fans across the country have already begun creating predictions, hype videos, theories about how this changes the Cowboys' season trajectory, and even opponents are acknowledging that Dallas instantly becomes more intimidating with Deion around. Yeah, the energy around this move is unlike anything we've seen in years, and the implications stretch far beyond one storyline, one season, or one coaching hire. This feels like the type of move that increases momentum, raises expectations, changes dynamics, and injects adrenaline straight into a franchise that has desperately needed something fresh, something fiery, something iconic. All of Cowboys Nation can feel it. That familiar sense of excitement, that sense that something big is brewing, that maybe, just maybe, this is the spark that finally pushes the team over the hump. And as we move forward into practices, preseason, and the full season, You can already imagine the cameras capturing Deion walking the sidelines with that unmistakable confidence, players surrounding him during drills, fans cheering louder than ever, analysts obsessing over every detail, and the Cowboys embracing an identity that finally feels powerful again. So here we are, witnessing a moment that will be remembered for years, maybe decades. Deion Sanders is officially back with the Dallas Cowboys, not as a player, but as a leader, a mentor, a motivator, and a culture-changing presence capable of transforming the team from the inside out. Whether you're excited, nervous, shocked, emotional, or all of the above, one thing is absolutely undeniable. The Dallas Cowboys just entered a brand new era, and as of today, it is officially, undeniably, and absolutely prime time in Dallas.